Hey, thanks for joining us this Thursday morning. I'm glad you're with us today. What a joy it is to continue studying Psalm 90 with you today. So I'm looking forward to digging into this passage today. Today we're going to look at what's called the world in front of the text. What does this text mean for me and you? What does this text mean for us in the living of our life? Because to me, that's the secret of Scripture. It isn't just enough for us to know the Bible or for us to have read the Bible. We've got to apply the Bible to our life. If we aren't applying the Bible to our life, or we aren't truly seeking to learn from Scripture and apply those truths to the daily living of our life, then we aren't really doing it right. Scripture's not given to us just for intellectual knowledge, but Scripture's given to us for a transformed and holy life. So today, we're going to read again Psalm 90. I hope you're enjoying taking this deeper look each day at Scripture and see what it can teach us. So today, we're going to look deeper at Psalm 90, what it means to our life today. So let me read Psalm 90 to you again. Lord, you have been our dwelling place for all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or you had ever formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, your God. You turn us back to dust and say, turn back, you mortals. For 1,000 years in your sight is like yesterday when it is past, or like a watch in the night. You sweep them away. They're like a dream. Like grass that is renewed in the morning. In the morning it flourishes and is renewed. In the evening it fades and is withered. For we are consumed by your anger. By your wrath we are overwhelmed. You have set our iniquities before you, our secret sin in the light of your countenance. For all of our days pass away under your wrath. All of our years come to an end like a sigh. The days of our life are like 70 years, or perhaps 80 if we're strong. Even then their span is only toil and trouble. They are soon gone and we fly away. Who considers the power of your anger? Your wrath is as great as the fear that is due you. So teach us to count our days, that we may gain a wise heart. Turn, O Lord, how long? Have compassion on your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, that we may rejoice and be glad in all of our days. Make us glad as many days as you have afflicted us, and as many years as we have seen evil. Let your word be manifest to your servants, your glorious power to their children. Let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us, and prosper us for the work of our hands. Oh, prosper the work of our hands. Today, as I read this passage, I thought about what I shared with you yesterday, how verse 12 is the key to this passage to me. So teach us to count our days that we may have a wise heart. I thought about life and what life is about and what life is like. And I thought about how this psalm tells us to just keep watch and keep numbered our days and our life. And each day is a gift. And tomorrow we talk about seeing our days in light of eternity and how that should give us a deeper understanding of life. But today I want to talk to you about, in this world, in front of the text, what does it mean to me and you? I want to talk to you about the concept of wasting your life. One of my favorite Christian musicians is an artist by the name of Lecrae. And he has an old song called Don't Waste Your Life. And it talks about how the ways we can waste our lives. And we've been given this precious gift of life. We've been given this precious gift of life. And we don't want to waste it. We don't want to waste it. You have been given something so precious and so amazing. Think about what it means to live. Think of the miracle that are the things that we take for granted. Think of the miracle of what it takes to have eyesight. All the things that have to go right for you to see. Think about all the things that have to go right for you to hear. Think about all the things that have had to go right for you to watch this video this morning. Not just these things like sight and hearing. I have to be able to talk. We have technology that allows you to watch this through the internet, on your phone perhaps, maybe on your computer. Think of all these things that happen. What a gift it is to live. And I think when we number our days, when we remember how brief our life is, it can drive us to realize that each day, each hour, Each minute, each second is a precious gift. You've been given life. You've been given this moment. You've been given this day. How often do you wake up, or do I wake up and think, oh, another day? Instead of saying, hey, it's another day we get to live, get to experience life. You've been given life. We want to take it for granted, don't we? We obsess upon things that aren't really that important. We'll talk about a little bit more about that tomorrow. But you've been given this life. Don't take it for granted. Teach us to number our days, oh God. Teach us to understand how brief this life is. Teach us to understand how brief this moment is, how fleeting these things are. And teach us to focus on what really matters, what really counts. To me, that's what this song's about, and that's the wisdom of this song. 1,000 years is in your sight. It's like yesterday when it's past. You sweep them away like a dream, like grass that is renewed. It flourishes, and then it's gone. Our days pass away. The days of our life are like 70 years, perhaps 80 if we're strong. Have compassion on us. Satisfy us in the morning. Make us glad as many days as you have afflicted us, and as many years we've been given. Make us glad. Each day that we have is a gift. And so today I want to ask you, how are you going to use this gift that you've been given today? How are you going to use this gift that you've been given in some way? The Bible tells us that the great command is to love God and love our neighbor as we love ourselves. To love God with all that we are and love our neighbor with all that we are. To serve God and serve neighbor. That's our call and our command. And this life has a way of turning us inward, to worry about our stuff and our fear and our doubts and our wants and our desires. That's what life does to us. Life kind of corrupts us and makes us turn inward. Where the call of the gospel, the call of Scripture is always to look outward, to live outward. How are we living outward? How are we serving God? How are we serving others? That's the key, I think, to living that life boldly and fully and not wasting it, is to live a life that is looking outward, not inward. Moses saw that. He saw how the people, when they turned inward and turned to their wants and their desires and their stuff, they drifted from God. We see it all throughout the Old Testament. When the people turned inward to their desires, they drifted from God. When we turned and lived fully for God and worshiped fully for God, they did amazing things. They conquered land. They glorified God. They changed the world, and they impacted you and me even today because they turned outward and served God instead of turning inward and serve self. So today, how will you do that? How will you turn outward? How will you turn outward and seek to serve God with all that you are and serve your neighbor with all that you are? Or will you choose to turn inward and serve yourself? That, in many ways, is the choice we make each day, isn't it? Looking outward, looking inward. The key to not wasting our life is to look outward, not inward. You've been given this gift. Today is a precious gift given to you by God. Don't waste it. Number your days. Remember what a gift today is. And live with joy and live boldly into this beautiful gift that God's given you today. Don't waste your life. Don't waste this day. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching.